back to Fallout 4 playthrough. This is part 11. Last episode we made it into the Institute. Last episode I actually split into two parts because it was a little bit of a longer episode and because it was just the 10th episode. So, although the second part was pretty short because my goal was to make it into the Institute, we did that and I wanted to get off anyways, so that's alright. Today in our house, we're shampooing our carpets, and it is so annoying, because I already have a headache from the fumes, because one of the chemical mixture we're using to, shampoo it, we're using a little bit of bleach, and the fumes off of that is already giving me a headache. I still have my cold, I haven't gotten over that yet. I figured out the spirit yell that we did yesterday at school wasn't the only thing that made me lose my voice. But I'm still here. As a matter of fact, I don't even think yeah, I did. Yeah, I streamed yesterday. Yeah. I almost didn't stream tonight. I know yesterday I didn't do another episode. I was going to, but I did two parts anyway, and I just kind of didn't want to do it. But we're in the Institute in this episode, so let's go. You gonna start talking to us yet? Me at the advanced system maintenance room. Well, let's see what Tom said actually. I want to look at that real quick. Are you serious? Sorry, my phone's being retarded. It's not charging. Okay. Message from Tom. A short version, plug this in. You have a long version. Patriot's been sending us short-coded messages for years using a evil little encryption scheme. It was a bitch and a half to reverse engineer. Patriot's got skill, but I nailed it. Put this holotape in any terminal and deliver a gift wrap message straight to Patriot. You're going to the belly of the beast, friend. Don't trust anything. TTO. Network scan. Alright, that's it. Okay, let's go.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Institutionalized.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
Look at this is dumb.
Welcome to the Institute.
The floor is spinning, but I'm not. It should, if physics worked, that should be spinning also.
This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are... I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Okay, let's go. Why did it take me all the way down there? Wasn't it just like, I was dumb. Oh well. Let me snatch all that. Okay.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my God. It's really you.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Those bastards. They killed your father.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. Mommy's here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Sean, please. Calm down. I'll get you out of there.
Father? Father, help me! She's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean.
Sorry guys. Sorry guys, we're having some technical difficulties. My phone. We're having pretty bad technical difficulties. It should be fine now. Let's go.
The real Sean. Right now!
I know. I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
I want answers, asshole. Now!
Under the circumstances, I will forgive your vulgarity, but I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son. This really is a matter of importance.
Okay.
Bullshit!
Is it? After all the things you've seen and experienced in the Commonwealth? Think about it. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
That's dumb. Okay.
They stole you. Kidnapped you. It wasn't right.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. It was necessary. The Institute believed humanity's future depended on it.
God. I'm sorry, guys. Fucking controllers and shit is being dumb.
At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
60 years. So much time. Wasted.
I know. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
So, you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
They're scared of you, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what they don't understand. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your father. He never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to him was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems what happened to him was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were.
It looks so out of place in
I accepted
this
my
thing.
situation, and that was that.
Like, what's this clothing?
With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
You want me to stay here, in the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
Things are pretty terrible up there.
I've seen it myself. I know. That is why we are so committed to creating a better life for ourselves here. And it's a life that you can now be part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interests at heart. Will you take that chance?
All right.
Thank you. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine.
Fuck, I hate being
Please
sick.
take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
I really don't want to talk to them, but we'll manage.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive.
Is it true Food Supplement 77 has been... discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want Supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Useless machine.
Hey, it's me. So you're the one who sent the encrypted message. How did you even do that? I wasn't sure anyone on the surface would have a chance to crack Trinity. You know, the encryption algorithm.
A friend named Tinker Tom cracked your encryption.
He must have had some serious hardware to pull that off. Wow, your message was only one word. Friend. What did you mean by that?
The railroad sent me to look for someone they call Patriot. That's you.
What? The railroad? As in the railroad? And they gave me a code name too? I kept sending synths to the surface hoping someone would help them. I hoped the railroad got to some of them, but I never knew for certain.
You've saved a lot of synths.
So much to take in. But wait, with you in the picture, I have this idea. To rescue a lot of synths at once. But we'll need help. Where's he working now? Right. Let's go to the West Atrium. Probably best to talk about something else right now. You know my father thinks it's a living hell on the surface. But that can't be right. Heck, you look positively normal to me. No offense. I'm not sure if we could ever make the surface actually a decent place to live. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't at least try to help, you know? Good. He's here. C-114. It's me.
Sir, do you require something?
It's okay, Z-1. She's a friend. She's with the railroad.
Meeting here is dangerous. And you bring a stranger. You. How do I know we can trust you?
Because the members of the railroad have dedicated their lives to fight for your freedom.
I thought only Mr. Benet cared. But your friends actually fight for us?
That's what the railroad does, Z-1. She's from the surface.
I've never met another human willing to help. But, sir, we must make this quick.
Right now. How many synths want to escape, Z-1?
The ones I know for certain? 13.
That'll take forever. Let's free those 13 all in one go.
I would do anything for my people. But how do we get them to the teleporter? It's no good. The old maintenance tunnels that lead there are always sealed. By the SRB.
If I can find a way to open those doors, could you get your synths to the teleporter room?
Yes. We'll talk later. Someplace more secure.
Just a few high-security doors, right? Controlled by cutting-edge SRB security tech. Yeah. A head-on hack is the sucker play. So we go at them sideways. You're willing to help, right? I can't do this alone. It's all right.
Of course I'll help you.
Our core security architecture hasn't fundamentally changed from the old CIT days. The original security program was called Code Defender. Revolutionary stuff. We still have terminals running version 1, mothballed in storage. With some persuasion, I can get an old terminal to interface with the new security terminals. Enough to open doors, at least. Problem is, I can't even crack version 1. So I need a good old-fashioned username and a password. And that's nowhere to be found in the Institute. But if you could get me a pre-war admin password from the surface, I could log right in.
I'll find it for you.
That's great. Unfortunately, the obvious place to look won't work. The CIT ruins were picked clean years ago, but some of the admins had to live off campus. Ask your friends in the railroad. I need those login credentials.
Doctor?
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. It'll be a load off Sean's mind. Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
It's an honor to have you here, ma'am.
Okay, where's the next one? We'll go to this one.
When are you going to tell me about this mysterious Phase 3?
You know I can't talk about that.
Okay, let's go.
She's been at it for over 2 hours. What is she even testing?
Nothing.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
Well, that was productive.
Don't worry. I promise I won't get in your way.
Thank you, I do appreciate that. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Thank you. I'm sure that will come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
All right.
Okay. Where's the next one? Okay,
Operating at
where's the
full
next one?
capacity. No visible reaction to the K-14 compound.
You know the protocol, sir.
I really don't want to be in the Institute. Because I don't like it in the Institute.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics.
But I have to
We're all looking
see,
forward to
meet all the people before I can leave.
Maybe I should take some courses with
Doc,
So,
please don't.
here
There's
you
enough
are.
friction as it is
Dustineo,
between us
acting
and pretty
director
much
of the
all
Synth
other
Retention Bureau.
departments.
I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity.
I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider.
The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions. It's nothing personal, I assure you.
Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
Oh, fuck.
If the synths want to be free, you should let them.
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They're highly
I know.
self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production line. As if we don't have problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose of the unit entirely.
Nice. They out here murdering people out here. No one gives a fuck.
Scanning. Subject identified.
All done. You can return to your duties and remember to record every symptom you experience.
I hope
All this must be a little overwhelming for you.
Okay. One more person. And then we can get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end the stream here soon because
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand
I'm
our
sick.
operations.
I need rest.
He's eager
I
to
just
get
wanted
that
to
going.
put something out.
So I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is
Hey,
doing.
Doc.
Welcome.
Wally must
so
be
good
close
to have you
years
here.
old by now.
Dr. Clayton
It's
Holden,
remarkable that
head
any
of the
child can
bioscience
survive
committee.
for so long.
I
out there,
can't
don't
wait
you
for you
think?
to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I look forward to learning more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the
I hate
bioscience
to
division
end
specializes
only
in
at
fields
30
of
minutes,
studies
but
such as botany,
I am
genetics,
so
and medicine.
sick. I don't
Our
want
most
to, like,
important
you can hear it in
directive
my
is
voice.
to ensure the health and well-being
Although I
of
sound
everyone
sick
in the
as
institute.
fuck.
To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for
It
use
fucking
in
doesn't
food and
feel
medicine.
sick as fuck,
We've
that's
even
for
started to
sure.
explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Sounds like a waste of time to me. You should create something more useful.
It's just my opinion, of course. But I don't believe that every discovery needs to be useful. Sometimes we innovate for no other reason than to learn what's possible. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is. But I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm not sure how well I'll fit in, but I'd like to give it a try.
Great. I was hoping you'd say that. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Take care, then.
Please resist any urge you might feel to eat the specimens in the hydroponic garden.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results. Mankind redefined. It's catchy, isn't it?
Alright, we're gonna get out of this institute. Let's go to Diamond City. I have 2 people watching now. That sucks because I'm about to end the stream here soon. But you guys should leave something in the chat. I notice a few people come and watch every now and then, but no one ever actually talks.
Hanging out with Valentine, huh? Good for you. They're just good people.
Oh, I do hope you're here to make a purchase. It's what I live for.
Let's see what you have.
Oh, goody.
I have to look up how to do that glitch again. Cause I want to do that glitch real quick, cause I'm too broke to not do it. Alright, we're going to cancel.
We're so delighted you've chosen us for your...
Let's see what you got.
The highest...
I'm doing it right, but I'm probably doing it. So I'll just wait and I'll do it to the same dude. We're gonna find out. I'm trying to see if this works.
Excuse me, but I'm very busy right now.
If you're looking to keep your load light...
Uh-huh. Sure. Let's take a look.
Something for every...
Uh-huh.
Huh. They might have gotten patched. Yeah. It definitely got patched. That's alright. Alright, we're gonna go with that.
Thank you. It's like
All
I
right.
can finally think straight.
We are gonna end this episode here. I'm sorry to make it so short, but I'm so sick. I can't even like barely think straight. I'm like Sheffield before you give him the nuke.
I hear you've been asking questions around town. What? Diamond City's getting too private for itself?
But I'll most likely not do another one tonight. I might do one tomorrow depending if I'm busy or not. I don't know, usually I'm pretty busy on the weekends.
Everything you need.
So, can you...
Need some custom hardware?
Okay. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully you guys don't get sick like me. Peace.
Barrels.